Hey, what's going on, guys? So I know it's been a while since I've done any casting videos, or really any videos for that matter, but I got plenty of ideas, plenty of patterns made. You guys have suggested some great ideas that I'm definitely going to be using. One of the things that I'm going to be working on is right here. Let me show you. And hopefully the camera isn't too shaky. I'm using a gimbal. I'm trying to kind of figure out how to make my videos a little bit faster. I spent a lot of time on video quality and narration, all that stuff. So I'd prefer to have lower quality videos, but have more of them than have higher quality videos, and really take forever to post anything. So, anyways, one of the things I want to do is experiment around with making some stone molds. Obviously, the way I've been doing it is to use a flask like this and make sand castings. And I'm still going to be doing that a lot because that's obviously a good way of doing it. But I know ancient people used stone molds. So this is sandstone, like sedimentary stone. What I initially planned on doing was finding a couple pieces that were flat on both sides like this, or flat on one side. And then I would hone one side to get it perfectly flat on both pieces, put it together, and then carve out the center. But I found these two pieces, and this one had these cracks running through, and I tried to split it to see what would happen, and look, perfect. It split perfectly flat. I actually have it level here. You can see how crazy flat that is. And it has all these little bumps in it, so it'll allow me to line up the two halves of the mold perfectly. So for this video, I'm just going to make a really simple pattern here, maybe like a spear point or something, and I'll probably just do it on one side, because if this fails, I don't want to have a lot of work into it. So I have a lot of questions whether this will actually work. Will the stone crack? Because it's like bronze is 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like ridiculously hot. So I don't know if this is going to crack. What I'm going to do is preheat the mold in the oven, probably at 400 degrees, just to dry it out and make sure that I can, preheat it so it'll be a little bit easier on the stone. And the way I'm going to carve it is I have this, 3D printed this router attachment for my Dremel, and I'm going to use the diamond bits. That way I can get the depth pretty consistent. Again, this is just going to be a really simple proof of concept. So I'm going to get started laying out the pattern and carving it out. So I think this looks good enough right now. I'm going to go ahead and outline in permanent marker and then start carving this. So I've never done any sort of stone carving at all, so this is a little intimidating. Actually, what's intimidating is doing something a lot more complicated than this. So I have these diamond bits that I'm going to use. They should work. I already did a little bit of experimentation with another piece. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. So that carved pretty easily. That took me no time at all, a couple seconds. And like I said, I have this router attachment. That way I can get a consistent depth. Well, that actually cut a lot better than I expected it to. It was kind of like cutting wood, like soft clay or wood or something like that. It was incredibly easy. I think my diamond bit was dulling a little bit on this side. I can expect that from some crappy Harbor Freight diamond bit set, but whatever. So yeah, that's actually that's good. That makes me a little bit more confident for future designs. It's actually a little bit too soft. I wonder if it'll hold up, but I guess we'll find out. So I'm gonna keep carving this out. So it's been going pretty well with the diamond bits, but they're getting dull really fast. I think a higher quality set would last a lot longer. This last cut was done with a carbide end mill, and the cut is a lot nicer, but as I expected, the end mill's a little bit messed up, so I'll keep going with that and see how long I can get away with using that end mill. It's going pretty well. This kind of looks more like a leaf than a spear point, but proof of concept, who cares? I'm kind of surprised by how well this worked. The finish is really smooth. I was able to get a nice consistent depth. There's definitely some flaws here, but nothing to be worried about for this. And even in the future, I'd probably be happy with what the finish will look like. So the next step is to carve out an area where I'm going to actually do the pour. I don't want to spill all over this rock, but I don't want this to be too big, so that's what I'm going to do next. So I think this is going to work. Now I'm just going to preheat the oven, probably at about 400 degrees, and turn on the foundry, melt some bronze. Alright, so after I burn myself on the pan, I'm going to put this big weird mold thing in the oven for a while. Let's warm it up. So I'm hanging out inside while the bronze melts. I'm just using some leftover bronze from the Kopesh sword. I think that's what it's from, just some tin bronze. And I can hear it roaring from in here. It's pretty cool. So the mold is heating up, and I'm just waiting for this bronze to melt. Once it does, then I'll pour it into the mold. We'll see what happens. Well, initially I thought that this worked just fine, but I can see a big separation here. I don't know why that happened. It shouldn't have spread like that, but I'm going to pop this open. I guess we'll find out what happened. I can't say I'm super confident at this point, but it didn't crack from what I can see. It seems like in that respect it's okay. So I just took the clamps off of this thing. I can kind of see some cracking there. This crack was not here before. This was, but this is concerning. So let's open it up and see what happened. Oh wow, look at that. Huh. See if I can pull this out. Okay, so it I don't know if it's stuck or if this piece is holding it on. Yeah, it looks like this is holding it in there. So let's see if I can get that out. or bend it. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's coming out now. So I could do this without destroying the mold. Also, this thing is still super hot. Oh, there we go. Look at that. So it did work. Super thin too. Wow. Crazy thin. That's really cool. Listen to this. Super thin. And I'm destroying my mold. I don't think I don't know, maybe I'll do this again. Maybe I'll see if I can get another pour out of this thing before it breaks, just to test it out. This thing ended up looking like some sort of, I don't know, piece of pie or something. Not at all like what I envisioned, but whatever. I guess a spear point like this would have a much longer tang, I guess you'd call it a tang on here. But yeah, this actually worked out pretty well. It really filled it really, really well. This side actually looks really bad. Oh yeah, so this side looks bad because this was just, you know, how the stone broke. Yep. You can see that finish isn't really good, but I mean, if this were, if I were maybe an ancient person, that would be okay. I don't know. I see a crack right here also. See that? I think in the future, if I do this again, well, when I inevitably do this again, I'd like to cast things like swords and big daggers and stuff like that. So I would probably use a piece of stone that's like at least twice this thick. At least. Whatever I can handle. I just have to be able to carry it. So, alright. So I'm going to call this a success. And maybe take it to the garage and work hard in it a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'll cut a different shape out of this just for fun. I think I'm going to end the video here. I don't really know where else I can go besides making this into something. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I should, well, just give me a suggestion. What should I make out of this? It's an 1/8 of an inch thick, which is pretty amazing. I think I could probably get it even thinner than that. So maybe I'll make like a knife or something that I could use in the kitchen. That'd be pretty cool. I thought maybe I could reinforce the mold somehow with, I don't know, gluing strips of something to the outside or like cementing something to the outside. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.